before on a Lexus model IS250. It's about to be tinted by Zoff. That's what the before looked like. It just came from the car dealer line. Rolling down. These stickers are going to be removed shortly. This is a brand new car, Lexus catalog number 1, the 250, and this is what it looks like before. You can see inside, and of course this car, if you want to know, is $42,000, and of course just brought to Zoff at Tint Pros. This is the before. You can see everything inside, and he will do legal film for the state of Ohio, and we are going to show the video. Lexus, what model is this car, Zoff?
The IS250.
And we're going to be tinting it what shade?
Actually, there's going to be a few different shades on here.
Yeah.
They want to keep it legal, but they want to go a little bit darker on the car. So what we're going to do is we're going to do, in Ohio, the legal 50% film on the front, which is semi-light.
Yeah.
And instead of jumping from a very light tint to a dark tint, we're going to go 50%, which is lighter up front, legal. We're going to go 35%, which is a medium shade. It's about 15% darker, just as it states, 35. And then we're going to do a 20% on the back glass.
And now if we look at it, I mean, you could very much see inside from all angles. And when we're done, it'll be privacy in here, right?
Yeah. And what's nice is what we're doing. We're using 3 shades of film on here, but it blends right in. It doesn't jump from one to the other. You'll see when it's finished. Okay.
Now tell me a syllabus like of what we're going to see today. What are you going to do?
The first thing we're going to do is clean the outside of the windows, and I'm going to apply alcohol and fabric softener, which I'll show you on the back window for heat shrinking purposes.
Okay.
Then I'm going to roll the windows down. I'm going to clean all inside the edges of the gaskets.
Yes.
To get any kind of build-up dirt in there. Even on a brand new car, it's going to be dirty. You'll see the rag. And then I'm going to go on the inside of the windows, and I'm going to open the doors. Actually, I'm going to remove the door panels, and then I'm going to clean the inside of the windows.
How often do you remove door panels?
It varies on the car. This particular car, if you look at the front door, this speaker here gets in the way of your tint. So instead of trying to force tint in there and creasing it up, it's much easier. Just remove the panel, you get a lot cleaner job.
And
it's actually in your way here.
I can see it. I can see it. So it takes a little bit of extra time to remove the door panel, but doing it correct, we're going to end up with a
much nicer job.
Much nicer installation. Now, for the most part, you remove door panels.
For the most part, I would say.
And we're going to basically, on each individual car, at least make sure you get to see the things that are unique to that car.
Yes. And some cars you don't have to remove door panels.
And this is, again, a Lexus?
And this is a Lexus IS250.
Okay, and I'm going to go around and show the new sticker because Zoff's specialty is actually brand new Lexuses. Lexus trusts very few people with their cars when they're brand new, and this is brand new off the line and being prepped for a client. All right, let's get started.
Okay. Actually, wait, I mean, there's no, the sticker here already had some damage done to it because it was rolled down and crinkled up. If you're ever doing work for a car dealership, you want to try to remove this sticker very carefully, starting at the corners and peeling on the rest of it, and it should come one piece. The car dealership needs this when they sell the car.
Okay.
It's part of their inventory and tracking, etc.
Correct.
You cannot destroy this new car sticker.
So if you're doing work for a car dealer, save that piece.
Yes, I always take it off, and because it's a little sticky, I leave it like on the dash so it doesn't stick on anything, and I give it back to them when I return it.
All right, all right.
Use a regular pump spray bottle, which gives you the instant spray.
Yeah.
And some people prefer what's called a poly sprayer, and you have to pump it, but it holds a lot more water.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you have to keep pumping it as you're working.
Yeah, and then water on the window has soap in it?
The water has Johnson's baby shampoo.
Johnson's baby shampoo.
Yes.
I'm not going to show it. They know how to get Johnson's baby shampoo.
It's the cleanest soap you could use.
Okay.
And so I'm just going to quickly spray these side windows down,
You're just spraying a liberal application
and I'm going to squeegee them.
and then squeegee it out.
The cleaner the job, the cleaner the windows and the surrounding areas, the cleaner the tint will look.
So bubbles and so forth come from a job that's not been cleaned properly.
Yeah, a lot of dirt specks, particles, little tiny white spots. That usually means there's dirt in the film.
Okay. Now, of course, you take a great deal of pride in making sure that the shop is watered down regularly
Yes,
to cut.
every morning I water it down. If you're doing it in the garage, just try to spray your floor down, if it's possible, if there's not too much stuff in there. It's not vital, but it helps.
Okay.
And I'm just going to wipe the edges down with the rag, because dirt could be anywhere. It could be anywhere over here.
Okay.
I'm going to wipe the edges down with the rag.
You're wiping the edges with the rag.
When I apply the film, you'll see I start spraying. When you're spraying water, you're kicking up dust and dirt.
Yeah.
And it can grab it from anywhere. So you want to try to clean the surrounding surfaces as much as possible.
That's very critical.
If the car's dirty, I suggest you wash it and dry it before you go ahead and tint it.
Okay.
Because it'll be impossible to bring out a clean job. So I'm going to go back to the back window, spray it down. And this is, I mean, if it has a little bit of something built up on the window, it's not going to hurt you. You're doing your prep work out here. Your actual window tinting is going to go on the inside.
Now here we're going to show a complete window tinting from A to Z, guys. This is a Lexus IS250. It is Zafir's specialty, basically. Zaf makes sure that does an excellent job, and therefore Lexus keeps requesting him. This is the first of the Lexus catalog, and of course we're going to have every car from Lexus and eventually every car, period, in the catalog. That's a very ambitious goal. I hope we can get it done in time. So I'm doing real time, which is going to be very long, but actually, you know, I want to show you the process.
Just going to wipe them down.
Okay? You saw this
By the way, a microfiber cloth is probably the best thing to use.
microfiber cloth. What's a good
Microfiber,
source?
You could grab them a lot of places. Your home retail stores, Home Depot, Lowe's.
Microfiber.
Microfiber.
Reason?
Part store, because they don't let off a lot of lint.
Okay.
Which lint will get in the glass if you try to use a regular towel or something. Or paper towels let off a lot of lint.
Yeah.
Microfiber is the best thing to use. And they're very inexpensive. You can get them at dollar stores, parts stores, anywhere. Just wiping down the edges again. Okay, now what I want to do is I'm going to roll down all the windows and I'm going to remove the door panels.
All right.
Now what I'm going to do is roll down all the windows.
So
And remove-
this is, by the way, what the window looks like. Roll it back up. This is what it looks like. You can see right through it. We'll see it later, even with the 50%, it'll be darker. Go ahead. And then you're going to remove the door panel.
I'm going to remove all the, on this particular car, all the door panels.
I want you to show us in detail how to remove door panels on this car.
And another thing that I suggest, because you're working on a car where you're going to have to keep rolling the windows up and down, try to, every about a half an hour, start the car so you don't drain the battery. I usually come in, if it has automatic lights, I shut the automatic lights off. I shut off the air conditioner or heater. I shut off the radio. That way to conserve as much battery as possible. On these newer cars, you don't really want the battery to go low because it can cause you problems with the computer system in there. Now, just regular and fill.
No real fancy tools.
Not most cars. Some cars you may have what's called a star screw or something of that nature, which isn't that, you know, if you really needed the driver, you can grab it from a parts store.
Correct. Now, what's the difference between this driver door and the passenger door?
Well, the driver's door just has more connections.
So we're going to see that we're going to see the driver door being removed.
Yes,
thoroughly.
the passenger door is a little simpler.
Okay.
Now, one thing I suggest, if you don't know anything about a door panel, I know these door panels by heart, but
Yeah.
if you don't know anything about a door panel, you usually want to start on the bottom and pull. And where you feel tension is telling you that's where a screw is. I know where the screws are in this particular door, but I'm going to show you an example anyway. I'm going to go down here, try to get a little grip on the panel, just give it a little tug. You'll hear it snap. Snap. I'm going to tug over here, snapped. Tug over here, snap. Now I'm loose here. I'm loose all on the bottom, but something's stopping me, and I see the tension is right here. If you could see the way the door's moving, which is telling me there is something right there stopping me. And another thing is you can also look for covers. For example, under this handle, you can kind of see that this is a cover. Okay, so in this particular cart, this is where your screws are. One's under here and one's behind this cover.
So right behind the what does it say? Window.
The master window switch.
There's a screw here.
There's a screw
Can you
here.
point to it with the screwdriver so maybe I get a really
Well,
good
it's
shot?
going to be behind there. It's going to be behind this, but the one thing I want to show you, especially on a brand new car, this car has 0 miles on it. You do not want to scratch anything. So what you want to do is use like a small screwdriver, and don't ever pry. Don't ever try to force by prying. Use it and just gently pull.
And what you're going to get is this little red tab that's holding things in place, and if you gently pry,
I
they come
gently
out.
pried here, but not pry.
Gently pull.
Pull, pull. Just get it under there to pull it.
Okay.
If you pry, you'll start damaging other parts of the door panel.
Okay.
There's screw one.
And there's screw one. So this is a really important part of this presentation, where the screws are.
Again, here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to get under there and pull. I'm not prying. 'Cause if I pry, I may nick this up or nick
Correct.
this up.
And this is why this file is worth so much, the individual car file, because you will know where the screws are, and you're not going to fish forever to try to find them, right, Zaf?
Yes, sir.
So we've done the hard work for you.
Okay.
Maybe screwed up a couple panels one day.
Yeah. I try to use hand tools and not power tools so that I don't slip and grind a door panel. These door panels can be very expensive.
And of course, you unplug those electricities,
I'm going to unplug
and they
here.
unplug gently, very easily, it seems.
Usually they have something you could squeeze just like that
Yeah.
and pull.
Okay, so
I
then,
set it here on the floor, and I'm just careful with it. I'm going to need to replug it back in to roll the windows up and down in a little while.
okay.
Now I drop the screw right here, grab this. And when I take the door panels off, I put the screws in the floor by that door. I
So
don't-
this will be in the front floor.
Yeah, I don't throw them all in a pile, and I don't ever let them leave the car. So I don't-
And that way you're not mixing left and right and so forth.
Exactly. Now, I've removed my screws. All my tension should be off.
Yes.
The rest of the door's popping, and usually it hinges right here.
It hinges. Hinges where?
It comes up, you can't see it, but here it hinges over the lip.
So right here.
What I
Little
need to do
vertical
is
lift.
put a little pressure and lift vertically.
Okay, wow.
Comes right up.
That came out easy.
This particular car, this is your door handle and your door lock.
Yes.
All they do is just, well, let me move my hand. They clip right out and
Oh,
come
wow.
out. Clip right out
And the whole door goes away.
and come out.
Wow, wow, wow.
And there's not much memory to this. Things can only plug in certain places. You can't put this plug in the wrong place because
Yes.
it won't fit.
And there's
Now
one more plug,
I'm
it seems
unplugging
like.
the tweeter. I'm unplugging the memory seat. And down here is the actual door light. It doesn't give me room to pull the plug, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop this out of place a little bit and then unplug it. It's like
So that little trick right there is how you get at that switch.
And I'll pop it back in just so it doesn't get lost or damaged. And because it's a brand new door, I'm going to want to put it in a nice place, not set it on the ground.
And then we're going to put it over a carpeted surface.
Yes.
Okay. Again, I'm showing you the entire process. of
Now
window
we'll move to the
window
back
tinting
door.
by Zoff at Tinting USA.
Back door.
Okay, the result looks like this, and this are going to go on the door handle. These plugs will go in their respective spots. That's what the door looks like. So you get an idea. It's a lot easier to work on the car with the doors
And
on.
actually, before I get too far, we're gonna need to roll the windows up and down. So I'm gonna, now that I have the panel off, I'm gonna plug these guys back in.
And those are our
And
controls.
I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna set this down and just do a quick test. First of all, I want any hanging wires or plugs hung up somewhere, because I don't want them to get smashed if I ever need to close the door.
Yes.
I got the switch in place, but what I want to see is it going to get smashed if I'm opening and closing the door? And no, it isn't. It's not hitting the dash, it's not hitting anything. I know I'm safe. Those little small things like that can cost hundreds of dollars if you don't pay attention. And I've learned the hard way. That's what I'm telling you.
You get it for the education cost, but we had to pay for a door at some point, huh?
Yes. Well, I had one of these switches on one car and it was hanging here, and when I closed the door, it smashed between the door and the dashboard.
Wow.
And it destroyed
The
the
piece.
switch, and it was about a $300 switch, which nobody wants to pay for.
Yeah.
Now, again,
It took 10, 15 minutes popping that door, but it really doesn't take that long, does it?
no, I did it because I was explaining.
Okay.
It
So I want you to pop this one without talking. Just get going. I want to actually time it.
To give you an idea, it literally takes about a minute to 2 minutes to do it. Once you get the hang of it and you learn different cars,
This is
it's
the back
really
door.
a piece of cake.
It's the back door.
Same thing, back door has 2 screws. It has less plugs, of course, because you don't have the master switch.
And I'm going to actually go into more details of where the screws are on the other door. But for right now, timing's off, and I don't want to interrupt him. I just want to show you how quickly a door panel comes off. So don't think removing a door panel takes too long and
Yeah,
decide not to do it.
Some people don't want to because they think it's a major job, and most cars it's
So,
very easy.
and so far, complete door panel removal, believe it or not, 59 seconds, 1 minute, and 3 seconds, and
That's it.
Zoff
That's
has
all.
it. Take you to do the left door,
1 minute.
and now on this side, you're going to take a minute longer to just show us where the
Yeah,
screws are.
again, I pulled, not pried.
Okay.
Prying is the worst thing you could do on a
And
new
right
car.
behind there
Is a screw.
Is a screw. Same thing in the same spots.
Yep, and similar here.
Here we're
I'm
gonna-
just going to slide my screwdriver under here
And
and
pull
pull
up.
up, not pry.
Okay, and that'll give us
And then there is screw number 2 on this particular car.
screw. And these 2 screws are really what's holding the door plus the
That's
clips.
it, and some clips.
All right, now go ahead and take it apart.
Again, I don't like to use power tools. It would make it a little bit faster. But if picture a drill here spinning, you slip, it grinds the door. You got to buy a new door panel.
Don't want that.
And by the way, I wear a watch. I wear just like a plastic rubber type watch. It has no metal on it. I highly advise against using metal watches or any kind of jewelry when you're tinting a car, because that's just another way you can scratch the car if you're constantly touching the body. Okay, here, again, start at the bottom, give it a little pull, a little pull, a little pull, a little pull. Got it all up. Now I know it's just hinged on the top. I'm going to give it a tug vertically, going up. And again, I'm going to remove my cable for the door handle and the door lock. I'm going to remove my tweeter plug for the speaker. And that's it. That door panel's off. I'm going to set it on my foot here. I never want to set it down on the ground. And there is my door switch plug, which I'm going to be needing to roll the window up and down.
And again, we're going to make sure that it doesn't slam into anything so we don't break it, right?
There, you see where the switch is?
Yeah, yeah.
Step point clear of everything, so we're good.
Good. So this door took us 2 minutes and 14 seconds because he was demonstrating.
Without me explaining everything, just to kind of show you how easy and quick it is.
All right.
Again, I mean, I can explain a little. Remember, no prying. It's very, very important. It took...
By now, you've seen us do this 4 times, so hopefully you're going to know how to take that one piece out.
Moving the clip, screw.
And so far, you're using a Phillips screwdriver and a flat screwdriver.
Yep. Which hopefully just about everyone has in their household or in their shop. It's the 2 screws. The rest is removing the plugs. Start at the bottom. The only car you don't start on the bottom like that, which is a whole nother ball game, we'll show you one day when we get one, is a Ford.
Okay.
They actually have hinges where you got to pull the whole door.
We'll get to a Ford. Right now, we're on a Lexus 250.
Yes. Again, got it all loose. All clips are released. I'm going to pull vertically. Give it a little tug. It's nice and snug in there. And I'm going to undo my door handle, door lock, my tweeter plug. You got to squeeze it and hold it at the same time. Okay, this one's just giving me a little bit of a hard time, but it'll come out. Okay, and there's my memory seat, and again, my light down here, which I'm gonna move the light out of place to give me room to get to the plug. Remove the plug, pop that back in so we don't lose it or break it, and put this door panel away. I'm going to come back and put the switches in place. Get rid of this hanging wire so it doesn't get, the clip doesn't get caught on anything, the wire doesn't get smashed. I'm going to put my door switch, window switch back in place so I can still use it to roll the window up and down. And I'm going to double check that nothing can get damaged when I open and close the doors. And we're good.
Okay.
Now we're ready to clean
A car with all the doors removed. This is this door, and this is this door, and of course that. And we're ready to start tinting.
Okay. First thing I'm going to do is I've already cleaned. I'm going to get it ready for tinting it. But what I'm going to do here, this is fabric softener. This is an old trick we learned years ago. Well, I taught myself, I guess you could say, somehow. Hold on, cut that. What I do here is I have a sheet of fabric softener.
So that's a new trick, fabric softener.
This is a great trick. A lot of people don't know this. And rubbing alcohol. And the only reason I'm using rubbing alcohol instead of water is I could use water and fabric softener or soap and water and fabric softener. It's going to take forever to dry. Alcohol evaporates and dries quick, so you can keep on moving. This will be dried up in a few minutes, and I can...
What is the goal for what you're doing now?
What I'm doing is the fabric softener, just like it does with your clothes, it takes static electricity out of the glass.
So you're actually removing the static electricity out of the glass?
Out of the glass,
Wow.
which is also going to help it. The film has static electricity too, which is going to help it not stick. Because when you're working with a large window, you'll see when I start heat shrinking, I can't have the film sticking or it'll never heat shrink right.
Ah, okay.
So all I'm going to do is I'm going to douse the little bit of rubbing alcohol onto the fabric softener. I'm just going to rub it on the back window. And the reason I don't do this when I'm ready to tint the back window is because then I got to wait 5 or 10 minutes for everything to dry up real good. So I'm just going to do it now, and this could sit for hours. It doesn't matter.
It'll be easy to remove, not like a wax or Simonize or something.
And you don't have to worry about it. It's not like static electricity is going to come right back. I mean, I've never tested it, but I have had this sit overnight and done it, and it still worked good.
So now,
That's it.
this is going to take about 10 minutes to totally dry up.
Yeah, so we do it now. We'll leave this window alone, and we'll move on.
So we did a dual function. We've already washed it, and now we're doing alcohol rubbing alcohol with fabric softener to
use
remove the
Bounce,
step.
You could use any brand name.
You use Bounce?
I use Bounce, but you
Okay,
can use pretty much
and you don't get anything from Bounce to say that?
No. What I'm going to do really quick is I always take one seat and move it forward, because eventually I'm going to have to crawl in that back seat with a big sheet of film. And I'm going to crawl back there right now, and I'm going to remove the headrest. Because most things out of your way, everything that's out of your way is going to make it easier for you.
You're moving the seat forward.
Moving the seat forward because when I'm ready for the back window, I'm going to need room to maneuver back there.
And this will give
I'm
you,
going to need to get in with a big sheet of film like this, and if that seat's back like this, I'm going to be crunched here with a big sheet of film. Now I'm going to remove the headrest. Most headrests come up. There's a button over here on the left-hand side. I just squeeze it and pull. I'm going to pull it up, and this one has button here.
where was the button?
This one has two. This one just has a button right here.
And so the left one has two.
Yep.
Okay.
Comes out.
It comes out.
And this one, same thing. Come up. These are kind of neat on the IS because they come forward.
Ah.
You don't have to pull them up into the ceiling.
Ah.
Comes forward. I'm going to squeeze both of these buttons on the side. Pops right out.
Okay.
We'll
So
move
now
these
all of a
guys out
sudden you
of
can
my way.
access the window. What else we're going to take out of here?
Well, because I have a tool that will reach down behind this light. I don't have to remove the light.
Okay.
If you don't have this tool, which you'll see me use here in a little while, you might want to go in the trunk and remove the light.
And this is a lot of work.
Yeah, have the tools a lot easier.
Okay. And the tools we've shown, and we're going to show at the end of the video.
Yes, and
Okay.
that particular tool.
Now, you really don't sell the tools. You're just going to show them the tools that you like to use.
Yes.
Okay. And we don't get nothing from the tool company
No,
either.
and that tool is called a bulldozer.
The bulldozer.
Yeah.
Guys, you need to know Zaf is holding nothing back. He's telling you all his tricks that get him the Lexus account to keep coming back.
Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean all the channels of the windows and clean the windows at the same time. I need my rag, I need my soap and water, and where's my rag? The rag's in my apron. Now what I'm going to
Now we're going to do window cleaning, basically.
yes.
Without the windows, I notice they're all down.
Yes, windows are down. What I'm doing here is I want to actually,
Repeat.
huh?
Okay, what are you doing now?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to clean inside these channels. And like I said, I always use a microfiber cloth. But I'm going to show you how dirty these things get by using just a piece of paper towel.
And this is a brand new car. What do you mean dirty? It just rolled off the assembly line.
Brand new car, and it's already dirty.
Lexus 250, fresh off the lot. But this is why Zafar is a master tinter for Lexus.
I'm spraying in the channels because when I start spraying the tint, it's going to kick dirt up out of these channels. And I'll show you, this is a brand new car with 0 miles on it. I can take any one of my tool squeegees. I just want something thin that will go in the channel. And I'm just going to run along with it like that with my squeegee. And if you see,
Wow.
that paper towel is already filthy.
Wow.
And this is on a brand new car.
And a single window.
And a single window. So you could, obviously you could tell that if it's a used car or 5 or 10 years old, it's going to be full of dirt. You have to do all these procedures if you want a nice tint job.
So in an earlier tape, you told me the cleaner the car.
The better the tint job comes out.
Okay,
of
so the
course.
clean. That's what we're going to do.
Cleaning's a major factor with tint. That's what separates.
And you're using that microfiber now because
Now
you really,
I'm using the microfiber.
you don't really want to
And
demonstrate
again,
it. Works-
yeah, I just wanted to show you on a white
Yeah. It
paper
even
towel
shows up
how
here.
dirty it is. Yeah.
Wow.
And here on the wing window, I just kind of spray it in the edge because the film's going to need to go near that gasket. And I'm just going to rub it in there. And like I said, it doesn't matter what squeegee you use, as long as you're using something that'll get you up in there to clean.
Can you repeat that? I actually can see the process. Repeat it here in the corner. You can see the dirt.
Just going
comes
up.
in, and there it is being removed. Wow. Okay, so I don't know if the reflection let us see it very well, but I tried.
Now, I'm gonna throw the window up, not all the way, hold on, windows are locked. Again, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna start the car. Now we've had the doors open and the car on, on for a little while.
So we're starting the car so we don't run the battery dead, and that way the customer experience when he picks up this car is that it's brand new, not it's been a dead battery for a while.
Turn the key back on, so.
Oh, you only run it for a couple seconds?
Yeah, just 20, 30 seconds, you're good. Turn the key back on, come back over here.
Is there a reason it's beeping? Oh, stop.
Yes. Now, again, I'm going to spray a little here, because under the door panel, a lot of dust built up. And you have to understand, a car is designed to get wet. Don't worry about getting it too wet. If you leave your window down in the car in a rainstorm, it's not going to destroy the car. They're designed for that. So if you get a little water here and it runs down on the electronics or in the door panels,
They're
it's
fine.
designed to handle that.
Yeah.
I'm going to wipe this where the door panel was, so my film can touch any of this. when
And I
it
can
starts.
see how dirty that rag is from
Yeah.
that wipe, and that was inside the door. So this is really factory dirt.
Yes. And I'm just wiping the inside plastic. I'm going to roll the window up part way. The top edge of this window is another part that gets filthy. Look, if I run my finger on this, look at my finger.
Wow.
This dirt is everywhere, and that's why.
So really, I mean, the tinting is important, but the cleaning is way more important.
Yes, the prep work. If I didn't prep, I could tint a lot faster, but the job wouldn't look as nice.
So that's how you get the bubbles.
Yes, the little dirt bubbles, the little white spots. Now I cleaned the edge with the rag. I gave it a quick wipe. I'm going to give this a quick wipe while I have the window down before it goes up into the gasket. And I'm going to roll it the rest of the way up and finish my cleaning. I've already cleaned this on the outside once, but it doesn't hurt to clean it again and again. I'm going to probably clean it one more time, or at least clean the inside one more
Now,
time.
do you leave this window sticker that says auto alarm on? Or
No, you can, but what tends to happen is when you have a sticker on the window, it leaves a white line all the way around where the tint couldn't stick.
So it looks
because
hokey.
it's lifted a little bit, and it doesn't look that great. If you're doing a customer's car, the dealers, they already know stickers come off. Explain to the customer you'd like to remove stickers. Some customers may say, leave the sticker on.
Okay.
But you already told them what it's going to look like, so.
Okay.
So I'm just taking a razor blade and just get under it.
Okay, go ahead.
Just gonna take my razor, get under the sticker a little bit. Sticker falls off, there's a little glue left. You want to make sure you get that. Anything remaining will show in the new tint job. Okay. And this car is summer. I have a rag up here right now. I'm just going to throw my razor blade on the rag. Always be careful.
So that's your workspace, and of
Yeah.
course you have a rag to prevent
I'll
any
end up
scratching.
throwing tin up here. Anything that cannot scratch the car, it's okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray the window, and I'm going to feel with my hand.
Why?
Because your hand can feel to a millionth of an inch. Your hand can feel any type of particle on the window before your eye
Up
can
to,
see
you were telling me so many microns,
a millionth of an inch.
which is like a micron.
A lot. So,
And that's your fingers basically feel it, something not even a razor blade can feel.
yeah, and there's no way my eyes will catch it. But if I feel it, something's there, and then my eye can see it.
And you're really going to do this for every window?
Yes.
Wow.
Now,
So what you're feeling for is dirt, if there's anything left.
yes.
I just didn't know it was that important. to prep
And
it.
no matter how much cleaning you do, you still get a little tiny bit of dust. There's no such thing as a perfect tint job.
Okay.
Unless it came from the factory with the solar glass.
Yeah.
But what you want to do is come as close to perfect as possible.
Okay.
Same thing here. I'm gonna get in these edges.
Okay, I'm going to basically stop because now Zaf is going to spend some time doing all 4 windows, identical to what we just did. Cleaning the rims, cleaning the glass, inside, outside, over and over, and you saw the process.
Let's in 50. A 35 blocks out 65%, lets in 35. And a 20% blocks out 80%, lets in 20.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with the front one here. And what I'll do is I'm going to start on the passenger side like I always do. And I'll jump to the driver's side and then I'll go to the back line.
All right, let's see how you do.
Cleaning and prepping takes me, not all cars you have to remove door panels, and once you do, maybe take the ones with removing the door panels may take you 20, 25 minutes to clean and prep when you're not stopping for anything. If you don't have to remove door panels, you could pretty much prep in about 10, 15 minutes, just cleaning your edges and your windows and your stickers. Now I'm going to lay the tin on here. Cleaning is one of the most important things, and the second most important thing is cutting. Now they have a machine, which you see over here. We have what's called a plotter machine. That's this right here, that you can insert these rolls of film in, and you pay quite a bit of money monthly for the templates, the cut patterns, and
But that's not really,
and it costs thousands of dollars.
but what you're going to show us is how to do it at home.
What I'm going to show you is how to do it at home, and I'm going to show you that this is actually quicker than using a machine.
Okay. So Zaf beats the machine.
Yeah. Now set the tin on the seat, it won't hurt anything.
And then you're going to use it over on the other side.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So currently
One
what,
thing you don't want to do is have a couple different shades of tint laying around, because you can actually confuse yourself as to what you're using where. But what I want to do here is my first step is lining the bottom straight edge. I want to line it up with the gasket down here.
the bottom of the film.
Yes, and so I have door panel off. I can even go past the gasket a little bit. It's going to go down on the glass more. The further down it is on the glass on the inside, once I lay it, the better.
It looks better.
It looks better, and it's safer as to not peel because it's not rubbing the gasket every time it goes down, the inner gasket.
Correct.
So here I have my bottom lined up, and I'm going to show you, on this particular car, there's something you got to do. On some cars it's like this, on some it isn't. With the waste, just be careful. If you throw it on the ground, it's like banana peel. It's very slippery. So I just throw it on the car for now, so I'm not running back and forth to the garbage can. I'm going to go in the front. I'm going to bring my blade out, just in the first notch. This is an alpha knife.
Yeah.
You can obtain these in quite a bit of places. Bring it out just the first notch. I don't want it way out.
Okay.
I just want to bring it out a notch.
It stays stronger that way.
It stays stronger, it's short, it does what I want it to do.
Let me come from the other side.
What I'm going to do, you're probably going to want to be right here.
Okay.
I'm going to find my corner and just kind of use the blade as a guide up against the rubber gasket and come up and stop. Where it stops, I stop. I'll fix my edges in a minute. Rip it off. When you rip off, rip away. Don't want to rip in. You want to rip away. And I'll show you when I cut another edge. On this particular car, you want to go a little wider with your edge. So what I do is I've cut it, and I've used soap and water, so I should be able to slide this. Or you're grabbing a vid here.
And back here, I still have plenty left over to do that.
Yes. That's why I didn't cut the vac yet. I slid it forward just about a quarter of an inch or an eighth of an inch. Just a little
So
bit.
I have it kind of bent forward.
Yeah, and the reason we do that is once it's applied on the inside, you don't want to see any type of air, any type of light gaps on the inside. It makes it look very unprofessional. Now, again, the tint don't have to be perfectly flat because it's not heat shrunk yet. I do the same thing over here. Bring it out just a notch. I find my corner, and I'm in there, and I slide up with the gasket. That gives me, it cuts it to this car. some used cars, the gasket may be warped, maybe anything, you want to cut it to the car.
So,
That's another reason it's better than using a machine.
okay.
Some cars are built differently, even though they're the same
So
model.
if this car had had someone yank the door a little harder or something, a pre-cut piece wouldn't be perfect.
Exactly. Something may be off. The molding may be different or warped or from
Okay.
heat and time.
So it's really a customizing job.
Yeah, and if you see this, a window like this will never lay with all these kind of bubbles in there, and that's why we're going to heat shrink
So
it.
during the free video that we did, we actually showed them how to get these tunnels out, and we're going to see it
Exactly.
again.
Now, all I'm doing is just taking any old kind of squeegee and just squeegeeing this in the middle. I'm staying away from these, because I don't want to crease them up.
Uh-huh.
If you start pushing on these right now, you'll crease them up before it's heat shrunk.
Okay.
I'm hitting the middle with the squeegee to hold it in place.
Does that mean it's running low on battery?
It could be. Now, I held it in place by squeegeeing it just a little bit. And I'm gonna lift the bottom up because I'm gonna go to the window switch and tap it down. Now, I want you to see out here what happens. I'm holding it out so it doesn't get jammed down in here.
Go ahead.
I'm coming down just enough to see my top edge.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are getting all the secrets, Zoff's secrets on how he does a fabulous job. It's
No,
actually
no.
like watching Picasso paint a mural.
What I want to do here is I want to get rid of these just a little bit because when I cut, I want a nice straight edge. You don't have to get rid of them all the way, so I'm just kind of stretching from that end.
You're
to this
stretching the film with your finger by pulling.
end. Pulling there and
Gently,
pulling down here with
and
my
you
hand,
kinda
but
got-
I don't want to move it a lot.
You got rid of the pipes.
Just want to stretch. I just wanted to get rid of some of those pipes or tunnels. I call them
We're calling,
fingers.
what do you call them?
Fingers.
Fingers. That's a kind of a bad name. Let's call them pipe.
Okay. Now I've extended my blade because now what I want to do is get right at the edge of the glass, somewhere near the end. I don't have to be right at the end because I could fix the edge later. And I went in a good inch. And now I'm just going to slide up.
Right next to the glass.
The faster you slide, the better. I'm using the...
Whoa. Is that going to be okay?
No, yes, no.
Okay. So here's one where we actually, during the process, ended up destroying this film.
Don't, I wouldn't even show that.
No? Okay, I'll pick up where we were cutting the top, and we're going to not show how to screw it up. Go ahead. Cut the top edge now.
Yeah, I bring my blade out, good inch or so, and I jab it in right at the edge of the glass. I can always fix the edges and the corners later. And I just slide up kind of quickly. You don't want to go too slow. The quicker you go, the better, actually. And there's my top factory edge, cut to the window.
Wow. And when this rolls up, you can't tell there's no edge.
Yes.
And that-
Now, as long as you're using stainless steel blades, you're going to be pretty safe on these windows. And what I mean by that is not scratching them. They have to be stainless steel. Now, you see how my corners are all messed up?
Yeah.
I don't want pointy corners. The best corner to have is a round one. I'm going to start back here a little bit where my edge was jaggedy, where I jabbed the knife. And I'm going to just come down and around that corner. Have a nice round corner now. I'm going to round this bottom corner. Purpose of rounding these, it looks sharper when the person rolls the window down, and the bottom roundness is for peeling purposes. If you leave pointy edges, you're just leaving areas that can peel very easily. Same thing, I'm just going to, and when I move the film, you notice I grab it with both hands. I move it with gentleness because I don't want it to wrinkle. I don't want it to crease or ripple or whatever. It's just a thin sticker is what it is. Again, I'm just going to round the corner right there. And the quicker you get to learn how to use a knife or hold a knife, I hold it just like that, the easier the job is. Again, just round the corner up.